Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're going to be talking about the 9070 XT again because we only got 3 more freaking days till this card comes out. So guys, are you excited? Let me know in the comments section if the 9070 XT has finally excited you to the point where you're ready to leave NVIDIA in search of a new home for your gaming. Well, actually, you know what? With the way you guys talk about AMD, I think you guys should sit this one out. I think you guys should just wait. You guys should buy your 50 series cards for the exuberant prices that NVIDIA is charging you, and then taking away cool features like DirectX 9 and PhysX, and you know, just kind of making these cards, I don't know. It's almost like NVIDIA has like self-sabotaged themselves to try to help AMD get like market share because people are starting to look at them like, oh my gosh, you're a monopoly. And you know what, man? Honestly, the whole monopoly thing just comes from the fact that like people literally out there perpetrate stuff like AMD not being good. When you look at your PlayStation 5, look at your Xbox Series X, look at your PlayStation 4, your PlayStation. I mean, dude, I saw something from Digital Foundry today talking about Uncharted 4 looking better than current gen games. And it's like, they're right. The games back then, they used to build them in a completely different way. And they are right, you know, switching from, you know, a fully like baked lighting and baked shadows and all of that stuff that they were talking about today. You look at that and then you compare that to like the new ray tracing effects and all of that stuff. Yes, it does speed up the pipeline, all of that stuff, but it's not always very good looking. And I've said this before, like I've said this a long time ago when people are like, oh man, we need the AI and stuff. And I was like, no guys, I would much rather have that artistic effect from the developers building the games the way that they've been doing. Like, yes, I understand that it makes things faster, but it almost loses that human touch, that it almost loses that artistic touch that the developers could bring to a game like Uncharted 4. That game was absolutely incredible. You get into, like, take for instance the scene when you're underwater and you're going to like, get the crate out of the back of the truck and stuff, and you're like swimming around and you're swimming through like the weeds and all of that stuff. And just the way that game looked the first time I ever saw it, it literally blew my freaking mind. I was like, gosh dang. But then now, you know, we're sitting here and we're splitting hairs over visuals. And then when I look at what AMD is bringing to the table with the 9070 XT, and this, man, I've already been enjoying AMD for the last 20 months, and you know, people keep telling me I'm crazy. I've kept buying NVIDIA stuff to try to figure it out and see like, why can't I get this experience that all these guys rave about? And to be completely honest with you, like I really do feel like no bullshit. Like I really do feel that people literally just buy into the like, oh my gosh, I really do think that people are so sheepish sometimes that they're like, oh my gosh, I got NVIDIA and it's the best. Everybody says that. So they literally just run with it's the best, it's the best, it's the best. And they don't even take the time to go try something. Well, now AMD is bringing a $600 9070 XT with 4080 power, essentially re-establishing what the mid-range is, which at this time, when we look at gaming, when we look at consoles, when we look, you don't want to buy a $600 GPU, go buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. To be completely honest with you, if you put that on a 1440p monitor, that's a damn good quality 1440p mid-range PC. Plays your games. I mean, obviously it's locked to the PlayStation ecosystem and you really don't have a whole lot of choice into what you get, but your games are playable. They look fabulous on a you get a 1440p OLED monitor, that PlayStation 5 is going to blow your freaking mind. That PlayStation 5 Pro is going to blow your freaking mind. The Xbox Series X is going to blow your freaking mind because your games are going to feel good. You're going to get in there, you're going to enjoy it. You're not going to have to deal with any of the stuff that you got to get in there and set up on the NVIDIA GPU. It's just good. It's just good. You're going to have fun. My biggest thing, my biggest thing, guys, is not even trying to convert NVIDIA bros over to AMD. Like they've had plenty of time to see the light. They've literally been sitting here watching NVIDIA gimp the hardware, replace that with console, you know, they used to call upscalers and everything console features, replacing all of that hardware with these software features and AI and stuff, and then charging them significantly more money for this stuff. And I'm just like, wow, dude, you guys have had your chance. You've had your opportunity. My videos now, it's like, for me, it's like, I'm talking to the console guys that are like, man, I really want to go PC. And I'm like, go AMD. I feel like it's going to be significantly better for you. You're going to have a better time. You're going to pay less money. You're going to get more bang for your buck. You're going to have a better time on the AMD. Yeah. You're always going to have that thing in the back of your mind that like, oh, I'm missing out on this ray tracing and all of that. Dude, your ray tracing performance on an AMD GPU is significantly better than a PlayStation 5 Pro, than a PlayStation 5, than an Xbox Series X. So when people sit there and lie to you and tell you, oh man, you don't get ray tracing, look at them like this and be like, okay, my PlayStation 5 does ray tracing. And that is an RDNA 2 GPU. My Xbox Series X does ray tracing. That is an RDNA 2 GPU. We are currently at the precipice of when RDNA 4 is going to launch. Look at your games on your consoles, my friends. You've seen some incredible stuff. That shit's blowing your mind. Imagine that stuff on steroids on freaking PC on an AMD GPU, man. Oh my gosh, man. That's why I laugh at these NVIDIA guys when they sit here and tell me, screaming at me in all caps, that NVIDIA is the best. It's like, it's like I look at them and I'm just like, okay, all right, maybe NVIDIA is the best at their like 5090, their 4090. Okay, I've had everything up to 4080 Super last generation, like literally NVIDIA's second best card they had available, and it still wasn't even super impressive, and that was the second best they had. You're trying to tell me that the only way I can get the best NVIDIA experience is to literally buy their top of the line card? No, that doesn't make any sense. You should have a trickle down effect like you do with the AMD cards. You get a 7900 XTX, boom, you've got plenty of power, VRAM, whatever. You can play your games, totally max them out, do whatever. Step that down, 7900 XT, still an incredibly good experience, with just less frame rate. You guessed it, 7900 GRE, just less frame rate. 7800 XT, maybe a nod down in freaking, resolution, but still just less freaking, just less FPS. Then you go down to like 7700 XT. That one there, you get 12 gigs. That's where you start to limit yourself a little bit. But then boom, you bump that right back up with 7600 XT. Man, you're right back to having a decent FPS. So that's the thing, man. That's the thing. These guys sit and try to gaslight you and tell you all day long that, hold on, I need a drink. They try to gaslight you and try to make you feel like NVIDIA is the best and it's just so premium that like when you have these NVIDIA cards and you're sitting there and you're struggling with the blacking out screens, with your stuttery games, with stuff not running right, with running out of VRAM, all of these things that go through your mind and you're like, oh my gosh, man, this experience is not that great, but it's the best. It's the best. I can't get any better than this on PC unless I spend a whole lot more money on another better NVIDIA card. And that's not true, my friends. That's not true. You can literally buy AMD and kiss 90% of that crap like gone. Like it's such an easier. AMD is a lot closer to the console experience than NVIDIA is to. Like AMD really does sit right at like it completely enhances your console experience, like blows it out of the water. But then it does, I would say 90% of what the NVIDIA cards do. The NVIDIA cards literally just have a better upscaler. That's it. They have a better upscaler, and the ray tracing is, depending on where you buy into, playable or not playable. So it's like all of this extra buzz that NVIDIA gets over these GPUs is really just overhyped, my friends. And you hear more about it because there's so many people that do have NVIDIA. There's so many people out there that literally make content for NVIDIA to try to, prop them up or whatever. But man, I swear, you guys give the 9070 XT a freaking chance. If you can swing the money for that, I think you're going to be absolutely blown away. Except for you NVIDIA bros. You guys need to stay with your really high-priced 5070 Ti's. You need to pay your $1,000 like I did for the 5070 Ti, and then enjoy it. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.